What's going on, guys? So today we're going to talk about some of the best and worst leaders I've had in the Army. So this video topic is something that was actually suggested to me by one of you guys in my live stream. In my last live stream, which also, it was awesome, by the way. I love that live stream. I asked you guys for a video topic you wanted me to talk about, and I had a few people actually ask me to talk about leadership in the Army, which I had made a video on that. But so I had somebody ask me to talk about the best and the worst leaders I've had in the Army, and that's what this video is based on. So I was initially going to make a video talking specifically about, one or two people that I've had in my military career, whether they were good or bad and what made them good or bad. But I thought that might have been a bad idea because I'm starting to get more and more views on these videos, and a lot of people in the actual Army have seen videos that I've made. And like, one of the last things I want to do is talk about how somebody that I might currently have as a leader who kind of sucks, make a video about them that they know is them, and then basically have them basically confront me about it, like, hey, you made a video where 1,000 people saw it and talking about how I'm crappy. So I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do is going to talk about in a more of a broad or a little bit vague sense of leaders that I've had, and then kind of what made them a bad leader, or what made this guy a good leader that I actually looked up to. So one of the first things I want to talk about is something that makes a bad leader bad, and that is that they only care about themselves. And in the past, I've had specifically this one sergeant who was in command of us as a group, and basically the entire days, every time we were with him, whenever he or she technically was in charge of us, it was terrible. Nobody really had a good time, and it was because this guy, he basically only cared about himself. He could care less about what we were going through, the stupid decisions that he was making us do, all this stupid stuff. But because it was good for him, or because things might have worked out for him better, he made those decisions, and he could care less whether or not, or how it affected us as soldiers, the people that he was basically leading. Now, on the flip side of that, I have had several good leaders, good commanders that care about the people that they are leading, right? So you got one guy who's terrible, who only cares about himself, and you have a good leader who cares about the people that they are leading, usually, or a really good leader will care about the people that they are leading, sometimes more than themselves. And what this means is, basically, when they make a decision, they know how it's going to affect you. They know some of the suckiness that's going to go along with it. And what will happen is sometimes these good leaders will get in on the crap with you. They won't take the easy route out. So, they won't tell you to do something crappy if they're not willing to do it themselves. And that's something that I really respect. Even a current leadership, or a current person that I have in leadership over me, they represent this quality really well. And basically, no matter what it is, really, whenever they tell us to do something, they will not tell us to do it unless they are willing to do it themselves, or do above and beyond or worse than that themselves. And I really, really respect that about leaders across the board. So if you ever tell somebody to do something and you're not willing to do it yourself, you might want to rethink that decision. And it doesn't mean that you have to do it to yourself or do it yourself, but it kind of just means that you understand what they're going through. Maybe you've done it before, whereas some people that are bad leaders that I've had will not care at all about kind of how things affect you, kind of things that you're going through, and they would not want to do what it is you're doing because it's something that they wouldn't want to do. So something that's kind of a big deal in the world, or people in general, is basically favoritism. So playing favorites, or being inconsistent with people, right? Or being inconsistent as a person. Whereas, so for example, a bad leader that I've had has played a lot of favoritism. So he'll have his favorite soldiers, he'll have his favorite people, and then everybody else, they're just like crap. They don't ever get anything good happen to them. They don't ever, you know, get any benefits of much decisions and stuff, because they always, the people who are the favorites always get the good stuff. And now that doesn't mean like if you're the favorite you're a bad person. It just means that like somebody who's in charge needs to do a good job of making sure everybody gets benefits if they're available. So now this doesn't like go for like airborne or something, so like if airborne school is available, the best soldiers are going to be picked, and that kind of goes off your PD score. But for a lot of things, bad duties, going to, you know, on battalion duties to go and clean up around the battalion and pick up trash and stuff, a lot of times bad soldiers, somebody who's on somebody's bad side, gets these roles all the time, whether or not they deserve it or not. And I think that's something that I have seen before, and I don't think it is necessarily right. Now, one of the biggest things that I kind of just said before, that I appreciate in a leader, and one of my leaders that I have right now exemplifies this, or is a pure example of this, and that is being consistent and not wavering in any like decisions or playing the favoritism game or anything like that. They're just the same, they're doing the right thing all the time, and that is really, really respectable to me. Now, this guy in particular is like super hardcore, goes by doctrine and everything, but the thing is, and it can get kind of annoying sometimes because he's very strict, right? So you got to go by the book all the time, no matter what. And sometimes that can kind of get, you know, like, you're just like, holy crap, can we not like chill out for a little bit? But I respect him a lot because of that, because he doesn't waver, and he doesn't differentiate and do all these different things that he wants to do. He goes off of what basically the rules say, and he has extremely high levels of physical fitness. He's, you know, smart. He knows what he's talking about. He treats everybody the same. Everybody gets treated the same. If you're the favorite person and you do something stupid, you know, you get treated the same as a crappy person who does something stupid. And I really, really like that about this guy, that I wish a lot more people would do this, and they would do what they say, they would be consistent, they would not play favoritism. And essentially this is basically them leading by example, because they want you to be consistent, they want you to be going off of Army doctrine and stuff like that. And if they don't do it themselves, it might be a little bit hard for you to convince them to do that. So with this guy, he really does a good job at being consistent and going off of what the Army standard is. So one of the leaders or NCOs that I've had in the past, you know, like a year ago or so, was a bad leader in such a way that it was kind of annoying. And this is, he basically thought that he knew it all. And I think that that is a terrible trait to have. Like, it's okay to be smart or know a lot of things, but to think you know it all, to make people feel stupid when they don't know something, or not allow like open communication where people can feel like they can ask you a question without feeling stupid. And this is something that I've experienced, you know, recently and kind of in the past before, and that is basically a know-it-all leader, somebody who thinks that they know it all, and you're kind of scared to ask them questions because, you know, you're just going to get retaliated on, like if it's the wrong thing or something like that. And I really don't like that. And I really appreciate a leader who knows that they don't know it all. Maybe they know a lot, but they know they don't know it all, and they can utilize other people around them to actually get the task done, or to use the people around them to fill in the gaps of the knowledge that they don't know. And that is so much of a better leader than a leader who's like, this is what I say goes, this is blah 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 blah, like I know what's going on, I know the right thing, whatever you're saying is the wrong thing. And the non-know-it-all, the guy who knows that he doesn't know everything, is much better than the guy who thinks he knows everything, that will not take essentially constructive criticism or suggestions or wrong answers, you know, in a positive way. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit that thumbs up button. That would be awesome. If you have any other questions you would like to ask me, leave a comment down below, or you can follow me on one of my social media platforms, Instagram or Snapchat, and ask me questions on there. That is also acceptable if you really want to get your question answered. And yeah, so next week I should be getting back into the normal upload schedule. So I've kind of settled into my schedule of the heavy work schedule that I have right now, and I've noticed that I've kind of got to, if I'm gonna make videos on a regular basis, I'm gonna have to make multiple videos in a day and then just upload them throughout the week. And I think that's what I'm gonna do, and I think that's how I'm gonna go about things in the future. So you guys should expect multiple videos from me. Actually, you haven't got multiple videos in a while, but you guys should expect multiple videos from me next week that will actually be pretty beneficial topics. This is something that one of you guys asked me. I wanted to answer it, and here it is. So that's it. Hit that thumbs up button, and I will see you guys later.